Still think you're the hunter?
Yo. Please be. It's Ghost of Tsushima. We know that. Is it a second game or a DLC? I think it's a second game. But it's 100% Ghost of Tsushima. It's a fucking second game, is it? Please! Is the Ghost of Tsushima sequel ruined? Hi, my name is Young Noodle, and today I'm going to be talking about the recent announcement on the Sony State of Play for Ghost of Yōtei. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing the island or the area of the game wrong. I haven't heard anything of the pronunciation for it or anything until, you know, I saw the State of Play. And side note for the State of Play, there's a lot of things that I was really questioning on why they're releasing things. For all the releases, Microsoft has won.
Look at those chompers. Okay, trail spots aren't cheap, so let's get started. A hunter with a mysterious past.
No one wants this!
Very heroic friends.
No one wants
All
this
that
shit!
stands in the way of an
But Ghost of Tsushima sequel kind of bring me back some hope. But speaking of that, a lot of people, if you haven't heard, are mad specifically that the sequel to Ghost of Tsushima by Sucker Punch Games is not a direct sequel starring Jin Sakai, which is the main character in the first game. Instead, they are using the mocap capture and the voice acting of Erika Ishii to play this new character, which is around, I think it's like 400 years into the future, in a completely different area, called Atsu. And I guess mainly the discourse is on Twitter, which is obviously a toxic place to begin with. I've used Twitter a lot, and there's a lot of stupid stuff that goes down there, and a lot of overly sensitive people that act like they're not sensitive. But the reason why I wanted to bring this up is because everybody is saying that the game is garbage, that Sucker Punch is garbage, that the voice actor and the person that they chose is garbage. And I'm gonna put something up on the screen here, but Erika Ishii has been involved in many games. I've never heard of them. I have my favorite voice actors and stuff like that, but this is not someone that I've really heard of, and I guess that's also because some of the games that they've mained in are not games that I really play. But Ghost of Yōtei is going to be something that I most likely will be playing. I'm excited for, and they've had other big roles in like Mortal Kombat 1. They play Sector. In the Dragon Age Veilguard, they're going to be playing a character called Rook. You can even see, like I said, I'm going to have this up on the screen, but they're even Amy Fang in Modern Warfare 3, which is the extraction helicopter in Zombies. They're in Halo Infinite, Deathloop, Apex Legends, Cyberpunk. They're Ruth Zhang, which is one of the side characters as well. So they've had some, maybe not frontline roles, but they've been involved in a lot of stuff. And I think a lot of people, first and foremost, are mad that they're changing the main character from Jin Sakai to another character, and not continuing his story. And personally, there's a couple things I'm going to mention. The main thing that I see a lot of people arguing about is that clearly they haven't played the game, or it's a lot of virtue signaling with stuff, which is I normally don't like to get in these topics, but it just seems ridiculous that like big games like this, which will probably be really good, get so much backlash and hate for stupid reasons. I have never seen anybody complain about Erika, and I have never seen anybody really complain about anything as much as people who back Sony. There's a lot of hate for Horizon, their series, and basically any game that leads into female main characters and stuff like that. I normally see it from, again, I could be wrong, but from what I see, it's usually Sony people that claim to be fans of the games, and every time there is a female or anybody who identifies other than male, they usually go off. And I feel like you don't have to be comfortable with the whole situation of people using pronouns and stuff. That's fine, but just keep it to yourself. Like, I don't care what anybody identifies as, and I feel like nobody else should care except for the person that is choosing to you know, identify as what they identify as. And people are using the fact that Erica is gender fluid to hate on the game. And you know what? Anybody can hate on anybody. You can hate the way someone does something. You can hate the way someone talks, the way they do anything. But to make it vocal, that everybody else should hate that person because of what you think is really stupid. And to think also that this game is going to fail because of the fact that someone in their personal life decides to do something is really stupid. And again, the reason why I wanted to make this video is obviously there's probably people who are going to be disagreeing with me, but if you were to delve into every game company and every dev and every voice actor and every person, there is obviously going to be someone that you do not like, that does something that you hate, that you probably will end up hating that person. Is that going to stop you from playing the game? Like, if you don't like the fact that they're gender fluid, or you're uncomfortable with that, or it's something new, that's, you know, that is your opinion, and you keep it to yourself, and it's something that, you know, you don't have to force everything down everybody's throat. Like, I don't force my content down anybody's throat. If you don't like my content, like, no one's telling you to watch it. I'm not trying to push any agenda or anything, but I feel like it's really stupid to say that you don't like what this person has tweeted before or said before, and to hate on the entire team developing it, and it just doesn't make sense. What that person stands for has clearly not been, like, pushed into their games, and what they've developed, that is their job. And I feel like judging a game based on someone's beliefs or the way someone acts is really dumb. And that's the same thing for movies or any type of artistic content. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me. So obviously it's everybody's choice to play the game and whether you want to like it or hate it, but this person has been involved in, like, so many games. No one has said anything. We still continue to play those games. If you're not going to play Ghost of Yōtei, why don't you stop playing everything else? If you are ever a person that has played Halo Infinite, Deathloop, Apex Legends, Cyberpunk, Call of Duty Cold War, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, Last of Us Part 2, Code Vein, Shenmue 3, like, all these other games, Mortal Kombat 1, if you're going to stop playing one for that reason, stop playing all of them. It doesn't make sense. You're just doing it to hate on the current thing that's being, like, put out there. And they're playing a character. So it's not them in the game. They're just using their talent and their voice acting and stuff and their mocap to be telling this story. And it is obviously Sucker Punch's job to keep the same, like, theme and the same story going towards into this new game. And anybody who says that it is ruined by a female lead, I don't need to explain that. You already got some weird shit going on with you. And anybody who says that, oh, they're ruining the game because of the fact that they're not using the same lead as the first game in the second, that's not gonna work. I think we forget that, like, Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2 are two main leads that are different, and it's probably one of the most successful games ever to release. Are we forgetting that Rockstar Games, every Grand Theft Auto is a different main character almost every single game? They might have mentions of those characters or ties, just like the second game for Ghost of Yōtei might have ties for certain things, mentioning Jin Sakai from Ghost of Tsushima, but using a different main lead is not going to ruin the game. So again, I don't really like talking about the pronoun stuff. I don't like talking about, like, all these sensitive topics, because there's people who go really far one direction, really far another direction, and it just causes arguments. All I'm trying to say is that if you're gonna hate on something, just be open about what you hate. Don't hide it behind the fact that you're saying that, oh, the game's gonna fail because it's switching leads, or oh, it's gonna fail because this person said this or this person. Like, we haven't even played the game. We haven't even seen anything from the game aside from a trailer and who the main character is. We haven't seen anything for what the main character does. Now, the last thing I wanted to mention, if they do end up releasing this game, and instead of following the formula from the first game, which made it successful, they start adding things to force down people's throats, then that is different. there's a difference between forcing characters in a world that obviously wouldn't fit, or them just being there. And one of the biggest things that we saw with Hogwarts Legacy, for example, is they have a trans character in there that is just a regular character. It's not forced down your throat. They're there, and you know, it doesn't change anything. It's a person. And I think people forget that we're all people. It doesn't matter what people do or what people do in their personal lives. Like, if that person existing, doing something in their personal life that doesn't affect you, bothers you, that's just weird, man. Like, at the end of the day, Ghost of Yōtei is probably going to be a good game with a good story. They're following the story of the ghost and letting it lead into different main characters with different stories, so we don't keep getting recycled content, and it is something new and fresh in a new area, and I honestly trust them with the game. Sucker Punch is amazing. They've made Sly Cooper. They've made Infamous. Like, if you don't trust them with this, like, I'm sure there's other castings from their other games that you probably wouldn't like, but you never paid attention to it because this one has a female leader. I've seen comments of people saying because they have a shaved head, like, it's a typical thing. Oh, this person is a shitty person, or they're a fucking Karen because they have dyed hair. Like, it's again, I know most of this stuff is on Twitter, but seeing that, it's like, gaming is at a point that there are certain games that force things down your throat, and then there are other games that don't, but people assume that they do. Or basically, for example, Concord. There's a big group of people that basically say that Concord failed because they had pronouns in some of the characters thing. Half of the people don't even give a shit about that, man. The main reason Concord failed is because it's another hero shooter with no sauce, the characters looked like shit, and the game was boring. That is it. The game probably would have done well back when, like, Destiny released. What was that, like 2017 or something like that? The first Destiny probably would have done well then, but it was just, there's no sauce to that game. It's boring. Like, I'm sure there was some fun moments and whatever, but that's the reason why the game failed. But people like to push this weird, like, agenda with things that they hate. Bro, at the end of the day, like, if you hate women, if you hate, like, anything that people identify as, and it bothers you that much, just don't go outside. Start ordering your groceries, get a nuclear bunker, prepare for the world to end if you think it's really going to be that bad. At the end of the day, it is a Ghost of Tsushima sequel that we, at least as a gamer, I've wanted it like crazy. I'm not going to be mad at what Sucker Punch is doing with hiring a very talented voice actor to create a character in a world that I'm probably going to enjoy. So if that takes the enjoyment out of you, you know what? Miss out on the sequel, man. Like, don't even watch it. Don't even play it. Don't interact with any content with it. I'm gonna have fun. I'm sure a lot of people are gonna have fun. And if you want to be mad about a video game with a character that you don't like, and that's the reason why you're not gonna play it, I guess more power to you. So, again, very weird, like, topic. I don't like doing this because some people take things to two extremes, and obviously someone who doesn't like my opinion is probably going to think that I come off as an asshole, but I'm just trying to say, just try and enjoy life. Stop being miserable. That's basically my thing. I say that a lot nowadays, and I think I shouldn't have to, but yeah. So let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if you're excited for the game. If you're not, I'm always open to hearing people's opinions, and maybe there's something that I didn't cover in this video. So yeah. Leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.